Hello everyone, welcome to this new TouchDesigner tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to learn how to make this noise path. It's a very basic network, but you can have knowledge on how to use certain operators like the limit one, also the logic and others. So there's plenty of parameters to play with this. One of those is this color. You can change that. Also the coloring mode, you can change it too. You can limit the area where the drawing is being done. So as you can see, you limit those areas for X and Y. And also you can filter or unfilter your path, so it will be more mm, like drawing sometimes. uh, there is this rare glitch right now, but yeah, that works better. So also you can change. I'm going to bypass this, and you can change your step. So um, as you can see, it's always making a different path. So I hope you like this tutorial, and we'll begin with an empty sketch. Just wait a second. Um, Sorry for the waiting time, um, but let's work. So first, we're going to make our noises. That is the first or or generators for these paths. And we're going to make active time slice. We're going to change the name to tx and ty, and for now we're going to leave it like that. Then we're going to merge them, and finally add a node. Okay, so this is the basic setup, and we're going to uh, make the render setup so we can visualize and then work through the tutorial. So this network will be with select. So select sub. Then we connect that select to a geometry. We add a camera. We add a material. We're going to use a line material. We add a render. Render. And we add a transform so we can make our background. And finally we add a null to make it the background. We're going to split our screen, and we're going to make active this null. We choose top viewer, And here on the network we click on display and on select backdrop tops. So next step is to make our render square. So we're going to 1280 by 1280. Okay. So we will use TX and TY. This is the position we are having. So basically, if we convert this information to subs, it will act as a point in this position. So before we continue, we can quit the from channel scope TC and P2 for attribute scope, as we don't need. Okay, so if we select this chop tool and drag it to here, we will be able to visualize our point, but it's very difficult. So the first step to make our path is to make a buffer of these movements, so we can see how it's moving through time. We can do this with a trail chop. So as you can see, now we start seeing this line that is moving only in X and Y axis. Okay, so basically here this trail what do is trailing or information, so we can see through time how is changing, and we can change the unit. So we need here samples, and we don't need that long samples, we need a very short line. So we can start with 5, and you can see now how it's moving. So the next thing here is to add more material, and then you can see now the line. Okay, next step is we need to fit this line to be at the edges of this square canvas. So first we need to make this camera from view to orthographic. Then we need for now an ortho width of 1. That means that our whole screen will go from minus 0.5 to 0.5. It depends of the ortho origin. If you leave it like this, this limit value will be minus 0.5 in X, and this in X and in this limit will be 0.5. So as you can see, our line goes out of our bounds. So the next step that we can do here is to limit those movements. So if the line crosses the bounds, it will always stay in our screen, and we can do that with a limit. In this case, we need to make first a loop, and we need to remember that our maximum is 0.5 for both axes. Sorry, our minimum is minus 0.5 and our maximum is 0.5. So as you can see now, the line stays in the screen, but we didn't choose the correct one. Here we need to zigzag. When you zigzag, when you select zigzag, this means that if your value goes after your limits, it will go back, and then go to the last or go back to the same limit, but it always be inside. So you can see as the loop is always inside, but there is this glitchy trail. But if you zigzag it, you correct that glitchy and you stay always in your screen. So now that we have the line into our screen, the next part is to make this line go more make more stepping the 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 trail. So for that we need again to use limit, but in this case we need to limit or step of the noise. So limit, instead of the limit page, we're going to quantize. We select here the value we need to quantize, or how we will quantize this value. So you can choose wherever you want. Let's leave it like ceiling, and you can start seeing how this more stepped movement. So you can also change this step. Remember, you need to divide one by any number you want. But as the number increases and this value decreases, you will have the first output, that is the output without the limit, because the limit is going, or the stepping is going very tiny. So you need to check that. Okay, so that is the stepping for TX. You can copy and paste, so you plug in TY, and now you see this movement, and that's the main tutorial, because after that you can add here maybe, let me see. Yes, here before. So we add another limit just to not mix the same and understand the difference between the one and the second, but also you can make this in just one operator. So here we choose our limit to loop, and here we can limit the region where the line is moving. So remember, we have here minus 0.5 in x, 0.5 in x, 0.5 in y, and minus 0.5 in y. So here, if I put 0, as 0 is the middle value, it will only loop in y, or it will only work in y in this direction, or sorry, in this area. So you can start making your own designs of these trails. So to visualize the trail, you need to add here a feedback network, that is a feedback level and a composite. We connect the render to the composite. We change here to up. We change to over. And finally, we drag the composite to the feedback. So we start seeing now the trail that is leaving that line. Okay, the last step is color. we need to add this color. So let me make this. Okay. So I'm going to use this palette, color lovers palette. You can search it on the forum. So is color lover palette. Okay. So here, if we attach a node here, we will see this palette of size 5 pixels by 1. So we can sample from here these colors because we can drag the top as the line component or material don't have this option. So we need to introduce the color by RGB. We can do it using Python, but I want to avoid the use of Python in this tutorial. So I'm going to tell you how to send here a value from texture. So first, we need to add a crop because we need only if we change this to chops, that is adding a top to chop, we will see that we have this chop with 5 samples, but we only are interested in one because we can still exporting these values to here. So we need to crop these values. So from here, you can crop it, but I will crop it before because I like it more to understand what's going on. So we need in the crop top, we change crop right to pixels, and we see that it is from 0 to 5. So we're going to just crop 1 pixel. That is this first pixel. So as you can see now, we have just one value instead of 5, and now these are draggable. So we can easily drag this color to our line material. And that's the way that you can sample an individual color from a palette. So as you can see here now, if we reset this feedback, let me add keyboard in, so we can so we can reset this top, this feedback. So as you can see now, we are drawing, but we are using just one color of our palette. So if we make crop each color, it will change, but this is a lot of work. So this is not very optimal. So the right way, or the way I like to work with this, is using a transform. So we can transform this texture by pixels because we just have 5 pixels. So as you can see, if I start to translate, the shapes, the color moves, and the top two also gets the color at the same time. So that's why I like to work with texture and the cropping. So if I here change or extend to repeat, it will repeat our whole texture when the transform is out of our bounds. So as you can see now, color moves more smoothly between each one. And now you can give this color to your path. So you can use abstime dot seconds, and you can see how the color is moving, and also here takes a different emotion. So I think that's almost it. Remember, here you need to also change to 0.5, and change to zigzag, so we avoid those lines. Also here, zigzag. Okay, so here, yes. Okay, so now you have this. Well, also you can change the color by other way. Let me show you how. We need to add here a logic. This logic, we need to combine our channels to OR, so it will take the change of any both of those channels, like the input. Finally, the output, we need to change it to when value change. So every time the value is changing of any of those channels, it will send one value here. So we can count this, and in our count we can limit to just change between the values of our, in this case, texture, that is 5, but in Python we use 0 as our first index, so it goes from 0 to 4. We reset again, so the values now are good. And finally, we can I'm going to copy and paste this transform. I'm going to add a switch after those, so you can switch between your drawing or color options. So this value, we're going to drag it to the translate of transform 3. Dx, we need to be 0. So this is the first drawing version, and if we switch, you can see that the drawing is a little bit different. So you can play with that too. Remember, you can change your color and will work good. Okay, so I'm going to yes, let's make this full screen. Okay, so last thing, you can play with your level, so you can leave a trail. And to make this work good for this closer to 1 values, you need to change your render pixel format to 32-bit float. So as you can see, if you leave it like 8-bit float, the trail, it disappeared, but it's still there because of this format. If you change it to 32-bit float, if I reset this, you won't be seeing those trails after certain time. So this is a good practice for values closer to 1. You can see it's already disappearing. So that gives another kind of dimension to our sketch. And finally, we can add this filter to make it like more shinier. So here we add the bloom after the comp. Then we change blur size to like 10 or 8. This is, you need to work with this operator to make it look like what you want. So spend time moving these parameters to have the output you like or you want. So threshold, we need a very low threshold. As you can see, is already more colorful and shiny. We need to make ramp glow level 0 and glow level to 0. Bloom level, we can increase it, and you can start seeing this shininess in the intersections. So you can play more with intensity, threshold, and you can find something interesting in this. So yes, that's the tutorial. Remember that you can control the movement here individually, so you can maybe put here like 1 divided by 30 in X, and you now start seeing this more not symmetrical movement, but it's always looking good. Also, one last thing I almost forgot is this. After this merge, you can also add again, well, a filter. So if you filter out your values, you will have the same line you had in the principle. But here the thing is that we need to make a filter like very low value. So takes this again, this dimension of hand drawn image, more noisy, and so you can have very different of these outputs. And I think that's it. You can also change your noise, kind of type of noise, and see how it works. So sometimes it's a good result, sometimes not. It depends of how you play with, especially these limit values. So yes, that's it. um, Remember to change your seed, maybe your period, but I recommend you lower periods from like 2 and below, because if you go with a period larger, you will get more of these rect lines. So remember, if your period is short, you will have more randomness on the drawing that is generated. Yes, I think that's it. So this tutorial file will be available for my Patreon subscribers. I want to thank to everyone that is supporting me to make these tutorials, and also I hope this is useful information for you. So if you like this video, you can subscribe and follow me on my Instagram and Facebook. And also, if you want to support, you can help me through Patreon. So I think I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.